What happens when you raise your self-concept and you're manifesting your specific person? Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome back to my channel. This is Priya, your manifestation coach. And in this video, I want to shine some light on what happens when you raise your self-concept while you are manifesting your specific person. But first, if you would like to get coached by me, you can get access to any of my offerings by simply clicking the link below in the description box. Okay, let's get back to this video. What happens when you raise your self-concept and you're manifesting your specific person? So first, let's recap what is your self-concept. Your self-concept is how you see yourself regardless of your specific person. So are you somebody that has a favorable self-concept or an unfavorable self-concept? Do you have stories that say, I'm not lovable, I'm not good enough, I need fixing, something's wrong with me, I'm not smart enough, I'm not pretty enough? Or do you have stories that say, I am lovable no matter what, I am enough, I am worthy to receive, I am magnetic as fuck, I am beautiful, I am perfect. Now let's say that you are somebody who now has a high self-concept where you see yourself as somebody who is worthy to receive your dream relationship with your specific person. When you are truly at this place within yourself where you are no longer outsourcing love, meaning you're no longer in a place where you think I can only feel lovable once I get my specific person. You're now in a place where you're feeling fulfilled from within because your identity says, I'm lovable, I'm enough, and I'm worthy. From there, all that fear and all that anxiety that you were feeling before that was putting you in survival mode and fight or flight melts away. It automatically melts away because you feel fulfilled from within. And from there, it becomes fun to manifest your specific person. From there, it's inevitable that your end is done. From there, when you focus on them, it feels easy. It doesn't feel stressful. It doesn't feel like you're trying to force or make something happen. It just feels natural when you begin to focus on the end with your specific person. But more importantly, you feel good about yourself, you feel calm, and you feel at peace. Now, the next thing that happens when you raise your self-concept and you're really operating from that identity of knowing that you are worthy to receive. You no longer tolerate disrespectful behavior from your specific person or breadcrumbs from your specific person. So this could look something like perhaps your specific person messages you once every 3 weeks for a booty call. Perhaps they're really inconsistent, hot and cold. You no longer tolerate this behavior. You no longer participate in this dynamic with your specific person because you are now somebody who feels worthy to receive everything that your heart desires when it comes to your specific person and the ideal relationship. So you no longer settle or tolerate breadcrumbs. You will be in a place where you know you don't need to settle, and at the same time, you know your end is inevitable and it is done, and that you and your specific person are in a happy, committed relationship. So you no longer put up with bullshit in the 3D. That was coming from the version of you that didn't know your worth and value and that didn't think you were lovable or enough. Now, the next thing that can happen when you raise your self-concept is that you no longer desire your specific person. Because the version of you that desired your specific person was coming from a wounded version of you that didn't know that you were lovable and that you were good enough, and you were settling because you didn't think that you deserved better. And for a lot of people, this is what happens when they raise their self-concept. They no longer desire their specific person. Now, this doesn't happen for everybody. For some people, they still desire their specific person. And it's something that will come from within you. There will be a knowingness from your I am. If you still do or don't desire your specific person, it's going to be so different for everybody. But for some people, they no longer desire their specific person. Now, for some people, this is triggering, where they're like, oh my God, no. I don't want to get to a point where I don't want my specific person. This is because you are in survival mode. Oh my God, I can't live without my specific person. And this is due to the fact that you're in an identity that's rooted in, I'm not lovable, I'm not good enough, something's wrong with me. And that's why it scares you to think that you may no longer desire your specific person. And for some people, you're just not ready to focus on your self-concept, and you're only focused on getting the end result with your specific person, which is actually impossible if you haven't addressed your self-concept, because you can absolutely manifest your specific person from an identity rooted in I'm not lovable, I'm not good enough. You can solely focus on me and my specific person in a loving relationship, saturate your subconscious mind with this until it becomes a dominant story within you, and your subconscious mind will produce proof of this to you in your 3D reality. So you will manifest the result, but you will either not be able to keep the manifestation, so the relationship won't last, or it will be a toxic relationship, or you will self-sabotage that relationship, because reality will always reflect back to your identity that says, I'm not lovable and I'm not good enough. So self-concept work is really non-negotiable. You want to get to a place within you where you like yourself, where you know that you're lovable with or without SP, where you know that you are worthy to receive, where you're feeling good about yourself and you're confident about yourself. So self-concept work is really non-negotiable. It comes down to you're no longer outsourcing your love and your feeling of worthiness to the external. You know that you're worthy simply because you exist. You know that you're lovable and enough no matter what. This is when you feel fulfilled from within. This is when manifestation becomes easy. This is when you're able to manifest the ideal version of your specific person from a place of ease, and this is where you'll be able to keep and hold that relationship. Now, this doesn't mean that you're never going to be triggered when you're in the relationship. Yes, triggers will come up because we are human, but what it means is your baseline is now I'm good enough, I'm lovable, I'm worthy, which means when you're triggered, your triggers are not going to overpower you. You will very quickly be able to come back to all is well, what is it that I want, and then give your focus and your attention to that from a place of knowing who you truly are, versus being in a place of survival mode and in your wounds where you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do now? I'm going to die if this doesn't work out with SP. So completely two different state of beings and two different scenarios when you do self-concept work. Now, sometimes people will say, well, Priya, you don't need to do self-concept work. All you need to do is just go into I am. Yes, your I am is really presence-based identity when you're always present. And absolutely, you can just manifest what you want from your I am, because when you are present, you naturally feel worthy, you naturally feel good enough. However, if you still have an identity rooted in I'm not lovable, I'm not good enough, something's wrong with me, the second you are not present, your identity, your baseline identity of I'm not lovable, I'm not good enough will kick in. And reality will mirror this back to you. So unless you're somebody who can be present 24/7, you absolutely want to do self-concept work. And when I say do self-concept work, this is not about fixing or healing yourself because you are already perfect. You are already whole. This is about learning how to no longer identify with old narratives such as I'm not good enough, I'm not lovable, I'm not smart enough. And instead, you are deliberately beginning to identify with narratives such as I'm good enough, I'm lovable, I'm perfect no matter what. That is all you are doing when you do self-concept work, so that you feel fulfilled from within. And from there, it becomes very easy to then give your attention to your specific person from a place of conviction, from a place of knowing it's done, without being in a place of fear or without constantly feeling anxious. So to summarize, when you raise your self-concept and you are operating from the identity of knowing you're enough, you're lovable, and you're worthy to receive, you no longer tolerate disrespectful behavior or breadcrumbs from your specific person, while at the same time knowing that your manifestation is done. Because yes, you can manifest your specific person from a healthy place without having to tolerate bullshit in the 3D. You will also be able to hold and keep that relationship once your manifestation comes in. And finally, you feel good about yourself. You're no longer in a place of anxiety and fear. You're no longer living from a place of survival mode. You're living from a place of dominantly feeling calm and peaceful, because you're no longer outsourcing your worth, or you're no longer outsourcing love. you are now in a place where you know that your love itself, you know that you are worthy simply because you exist, and you know that you are enough. This is how you manifest your specific person the healthy way. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful day or a wonderful evening. Mwah.